For the digital health panel, I want to invite the entrepreneurs on stage. Please put a panel with the entrepreneurs on stage. Here, please join me on stage. Dan, Uri, Asaf, and Shay. So thank you so much, and really great panel for entrepreneurs. I want to start with you, Dan. And by the way, where's the... Yeah, Dan. So let's start with you. And short question to start with. When we talked before this panel, I realized that most people actually, if you just get them educated in a personal manner that tends to understand them, the kind of like their personality, you can dramatically change the cost of providing digital health services or the adherence for them. Could you share with us a little bit from your experience? How does that work? How some education and some videos you share with them would change their medical experience?
First of all, I want to thank you all, the Shay family and all the organization. I would like to start by taking you a few years ago where my mom was hospitalized. She was suffering from heart failure. And for more than 10 days, we struggled with her to collaborate with the doctors and the nurses in the hospital. And thanks to a very creative nurses with the skills of a storyteller, my mom was willing to collaborate, and from that moment, all the health results started to look completely different. And I'm not sure what my mom understood, but I saw in my vision that when this nurse spoke, I saw animated video. And I thought that if there was a tablet with a library of short animated video, we can close this gap between the doctors and the patient. And we're all familiar with this. It's happened to us and meeting us every day all over the world, that once we went out from the doctor meeting room, we actually don't remember anything that they told us. So this is our mission statement in GIST, and I start with an example for a product that we developed with Tel Aviv Medical Center. I can say that Israel was the best place for us to establish GIST. I cannot believe that we can create such innovation, and this is also the place to, thanks to Professor Gamzo, who you met before, because he had a vision to turn the Tel Aviv Medical Center Ichilov into digital hospital, which it's a worldwide trend, and also to promote the value of patient-centered. And patient-centered, it means that it's not one treatment fit all. Everybody is unique. Everybody comes with different set of values and beliefs, and the combination between the two, digital hospital and patient-centered, is GIST. And I start with a 2-minute example, and I think that, let's put. So this is a product that we developed to preparing to the colonoscopy test. As you can see, it's a very simple way the admin create an avatar who is anonymous, which opened to us a lot of regulation opportunity. It's not actually my mom, but it's a profile that looks like her. And by text message, everybody has cell phone. We're sending a text message. The patient itself, she also part of the personalization and the informed consent and all the package and reminders, questionnaires, and she can watch a very simple
Hi, we've created this customized video for you to watch before your upcoming colonoscopy. We believe it will be helpful in preparing properly for your upcoming procedure. Why are these protocols for bowel preparation so important? It's because the cleaner your intestines are, the more successful the procedure will be. you'll have to maintain a strictly clear liquid diet. It's important that you avoid any juices that are red in color or any alcohol or dairy products. Over the course of the day before the procedure, you'll drink a special solution containing a laxative called Merocan. Start drinking the first dose of the solution at 5 p.m. on the day before the procedure.
Te sugerimos que tomes una píldora para prevenir las náuseas aproximadamente 30 minutos antes de beber el laxante.
ביום הבדיקה, יש להביא איתך את כל המסמכים והבדיקות הרפואיות ולהגיע עם מלווה.
We hope everything goes quickly and smoothly. Don't hesitate to contact your doctor's office if you have any questions. That's what we're here for.
So I can say the innovation time is up. Okay, so as you can see, we have an amazing result. Who would believe that a digital intervention with a personalized tutorial video will improve 60% of the ball preparation, meaning 60% don't need to be recall, which is cost-effective of millions of dollars for each. We improve with Professor Edith Matot, we create a pre-anesthesia that we reduce in 60% the meetings. I will go faster. So in Israel, we started the patient-centered movement. We started with Tel Aviv Medical Center, then with Clalit, the biggest HMO in Israel. We collaborate with pharmaceutical companies like Novartis, Novo Nordisk, Bayer, Pfizer, Janssen, and you can ask what their incentive. So imagine that we allowing them to target a very specific audience of the specific patient is anonymous, so there is no any regulation. And by educating and engaging with a video, reminders, questionnaires, and all those tools that we are knowing from the gaming industry, we are improving patient engagement, which lead to better patient adherence, which is the holy grail of all the pharmaceutical company. I'm very proud to say that we signed on a collaboration agreement with Mayo Clinic, the leading hospital in the world, and a technology that started from Israel is already implemented in the beginning in the cardiology, but there is a pipeline of localize and customize our product to the entire. I see that my time is off, but I'm very proud to be here. And as we found a local partner in the US like Mayo Clinic and Jefferson, we definitely eager to find the right one here in Germany. I can say that we establish a company also in Luxembourg, so it's make it easy to work with us. So join the patient-centered movement that starts from Israel, and thank you again.
Thank you very much. So now I go to Uri with Realize MD, and I have a question for you, Uri. We know that privacy and regulation is sometimes a barrier to actually share the results of a medical treatment or actually to share footage that we have. How can we solve it, and by solving it, what would be the outcome for the medical profession?
Well, thank you for asking. Essentially, we're here today because we are the only generative AI company that is taking advantage of the fact that the medical industry has a lot of privacy and regulation issues when it comes to using their before and after imagery. And we're here to completely change that. Let me give you an example. When choosing a surgeon, you would likely choose to look for their experience, expertise, and their unique and phenomenal results. Well, doing a background check is easy, but being able to see their results is impossible due to privacy regulations. In the example here that we have of this cute baby on the right, while their parents may have given consent to use their images, that too is illegal because they're juveniles and they're actually trading their privacy rights. I don't know if all of you know the rock band Nirvana. They had a famous album more than 30 years ago. Well, that small baby on that album turned to an adult. Guess what? He's suing for using his images without his rights. So what excites me about this market is every physician in the world sits on a massive amount of data of before and after images, which they would love to use and, for bragging rights, but it's simply denied of them. So what they're left with is these awkward solutions, like putting black lines on the eyes or pixelating them. These, by the way, already are illegal according to GDPR and HIPAA regulations, because if the person himself or someone who knows them can recognize the images, then they cannot be used. So they're left with occluded images. Problem with occluded images is they just show you a small part of the story. They cannot tell you the entire context of the image. What this results with is a massive dropout in engagement. A recent study by Allergan shows 93% of people interested in any type of a treatment never going through with the treatment itself. So our solution is made out of two main services. The first is what we call the anonymizer, the ability to take an original image, not just a single image, but the entire timeline of a patient of a before and after, and be able to check it through AI for its originality, for its ethnicity, for its gender, age, the entire clinical features, and create a look-alike person that would carry the same clinical traits of that person, while actually having the actual treated area one-on-one, same by pixel infused into the image. So in this example of this cute little cleft lip baby, the physician can say, here is a 1-year-old. They came in for plastic surgery to treat their cleft lip. I performed surgery. Here are the results while maintaining their privacy. And while being able to see all those results and being able to see also what someone like you looks like, because that's the first question when you're sitting at a surgeon, doctor, can you show me someone like me? Now we'll be able to take those images that the candidate likes, and be able to simulate that on the candidate himself. We have two platforms. One is a mobile, and one is a desktop. The mobile allows any clinic to upload randomly a before and after image, and in 20 seconds get a result that they could already use. And the second is an app that integrates with the backbone of the clinic and allows to anonymize all those 100,000 plus images that the clinic have. Today, we are already integrating with an EMR vendor in order for them already to use it with our customers. Regardless, needless to say, we are GDPR and HIPAA compliant. So all this is not possible without the dream team. You can see everybody's talking about young entrepreneurs, so we're the gray hair or the no hair club, each experts in their own domains. We're proud to be part of recent maps of generative AI in the healthcare space, both by Viola Ventures and Reimagine Ventures. We were recently announced as Mass Challenge 2023 winners. We're partners with NVIDIA and AWS, who have given us grants of $100,000. We're proud to be part of the Next October initiative, and I'm proud to be honoring a fallen soldier named Ben Shelley. And with our patents, two granted, a third on the way, will actually give the physicians the ability to give their patients a chance to see their future through the eyes of an expert.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Just to complete, we have completed a pre-seed round of 1 million and now are on our seed round. If you want to hear some more, we're exactly in front of the beautiful miniature statue of this lovely building.
Thank you. And now I'll turn to Asaf with PrediMed. And Asaf, I know that most times when you go to the doctor, they check for your vitals. They check just for physiological measures. But I've never been asked about my cognitive measures or my emotional state when I come to a treatment. And I think personally that's much more important and probably better prediction for how I will handle the treatment. How at PrediMed you handle the cognitive and emotional state of the patient?
Okay, so that's a great question. Thank you for inviting us in the whole project. So a bit of a background story. This is me. For 15 years I flew helicopters, and I was always fascinated by human cognition, mainly thinking about how it is possible that people can listen simultaneously to different radio stations or comm stations, whilst also piloting a helicopter through a steep canyon. And this fascination has driven me to study the mind, starting with psychology, but ultimately completing a PhD in neuroscience. And along with my team, whom are also doctors, engineers, and entrepreneurs, we've participated in the prestigious Stanford Biodesign program. And this helped us really hone our image or our understanding of how to take cognitive and emotional traits and apply them into specific medical procedures. And I want to give you an example. So please raise your hand if you or a loved one participated in an MRI scan. Okay, almost everyone. Okay, keep your hand up if you remember that as a negative experience. Okay, yeah, most of you. So it's true. An MRI scan can be very traumatic. A feeling of isolation, claustrophobia, loud noises. People report losing their sense of time. Maybe they forgot, the staff forgot me inside the machine. So now imagine a child. For children to undergo that scan successfully without moving, which is a necessary part of the process, it's very, very difficult. So for most institutions, the go-to solution, the fast and easy way to override this problem is just to sedate children. And remember, MRI is completely painless, it's non-intrusive, it uses non-ionizing radiation, it's completely safe, you can stay there forever. But still, routinely, many children are sedated just so they won't move. So what's the problem with sedation? For the patients themselves, this causes a lot of anxiety, a longer waiting time. This could be months of waiting time for a sedated scan. You have to fast and not eat for more than 6 hours, and whoever has children here knows how difficult that is. And there's also a recovery stage where sometimes children throw up and feel very, very bad the rest of the day. For the healthcare institutions, sedation entails higher complexity, operational complexity, the risk of health complications, and mostly in terms of cost, a much higher reimbursement cost for the payers and operational costs for the providers. So at PrediMed, we're addressing this problem first, and we're understanding that in order to overcome this issue and similar issues, you have to understand the emotional and cognitive traits of the patient, and then translate those into actionable insight for the clinic. And how do we do that? So we start by asking or communicating with two groups of people. First one is the parents. So for the parents in the audience, you know your children the best. You know whether your child will be able to undergo that scan successfully. Maybe they have the confidence, or maybe they don't have the confidence. Maybe they can understand and follow instructions, maybe not as well. And the second group is obviously the children themselves. It sounds banal, but we're not talking to the patients. We're not talking to the children. And we're doing this by a dedicated app which measures behavioral metrics, objective behavioral metrics. So that these two data streams are then inputted into our AI algorithms, which then create a recommendation to the clinic through a dedicated dashboard, and then the clinic implements that solution, hopefully, and we get an output, whether that scan was indeed successful or not. And we continuously optimize our AI algorithms according to that response. So I wanted to say we're in the midst of a large clinical trial at Rambam in one of Israel's leading hospitals. We're also starting 2 more trials, one in Ichilov and Schneider. And our preliminary results are very, very promising. We've seen that with an accuracy of over 93%, we're able to properly sort children into those who are capable of undergoing the scan successfully. And we've already been able to divert 50 kids who were scheduled for a sedated scan to an awake scan. This was saved them a lot of anxiety and pain, and also for the healthcare system a lot of time and money. By the way, this is not a niche market. The MRI, an MRI scan, a sedated scan can cost $1,000 more than an awake scan. And with an estimated 2.5 million children in the EU who are being annually sedated for an MRI scan, this means that just the pediatric MRI sedation market is over 3.5 billion euros a year. So is the healthcare system even looking at these types of traits? Like Nimrod asked me, the answer obviously is no. It's not looking at these traits. And let me tell you a quick story about Ella. Ella is a wonderful 9-year-old girl, and she was diagnosed with a brain tumor and had to undergo surgery. And after that successful surgery, she was asked to come into the MRI clinic every few months just to get an MRI to make sure that she was recovering properly. And Ella is very confident, very intelligent, a really wonderful girl, but she was struggling with one part of the process, mainly being inserted into the MRI machine. That feeling of a constricting field of view was causing her to panic, and for that reason alone, she was sedated every few months just to get that scan. And I believe that we all understand that there's better solutions for that. She could train on that phase. We could teach her using solutions like GIST to better be prepared and undergo that scan successfully. So our first product is the MRI process. And we have that prediction model that takes all that different features which are relevant, creates the prediction, and then informs the clinic. But we're not stopping in MRI. We're looking at all different types of procedures which can be positively impacted if you know a priori the patient's cognitive and emotional skills. But of course, each one of these procedures will require a slightly different type of model. Okay, so again, I wanted to invite you to join us in this endeavor. For healthcare providers, we can help you offer an even higher quality of care for your patients. For investors, we're offering now the opportunity to join us in this unique opportunity through a seed round. And I also wanted to, before I finish this talk, to thank again the organizers and the people behind Next October and Restart IL. We're very honored to honor Brigadier General Asaf Hamami, a close childhood friend of mine who died on the 7th of October. And I'm really looking forward to discussing further opportunities. Thank you very much.
Amazing. And last but not least, Shay, you know, for me it was a personal emotion when I read about your company, about Genesis, because I realized I had a friend that his mom was diagnosed with cancer, but apparently she was diagnosed too late. And the reason that she was diagnosed too late is because there were not enough procedures available for her and radiologist, and it took too long. And when she was diagnosed, it was too late actually to cure. They were told if you just came a few months earlier, probably she would be treated and still alive. So when I read your piece, I realized there's actually a hope. We can do early detection of cancer just by better using of AI. And the shortage of radiologists can be solved by AI. So how do we do that? How do we actually detect cancer earlier?
Thank you, Nimrod. You're touching exactly the point. First of all, I will say that for us founders, besides all the business part, which is obviously robust, we all come with a personal story here, which is part of our motivation. And yes, today the world knows that early detection is the key to overcoming cancer. It's not just a specific treatment, it's early detection. Let me start from scratch. First of all, my name is Shay Cohen. I'm the CEO and co-founder of the company. And we in Genesis Medical Vision are developing an early detection of cancer AI platform. Thanks to a technological breakthrough in image and pattern recognition, we are able to automatically detect cancer at earlier stages and smaller nodule sizes. Now, you're touching exactly the point of the radiologist bottleneck, which is very severe now and only aggravating. And we are facing a tremendous revolution in AI entering every place in our lives. But medical imaging and specifically cancer detection, are one of the last global domains to which AI has yet to truly penetrate. Despite the clear need and tremendous resources invested, still today, most of the CT and MRI interpretations are conducted manually. Slow, expensive, full of interpretations error and subjectivity. Now, the reason for this is one, and now I beg the crowd's pardon for walking you through a mathematical solution, but the reason for this, as we understand, is one. All other AI technologies and methodologies in the world today, all the buzzwords you're familiar with, machine learning, deep learning, etc., are at the end some sort of a statistical model. And as such, they are all bounded to a specific trade-off, creating a glass ceiling they principally cannot rise above. It's the trade-off between sensitivity and specificity. Meaning that when you want to increase the accuracy levels of your system, you pay for it at the other end with a high rate of false positive. And this false positive is what generates a very low clinical value to these systems. They are unreliable, the physicians cannot trust and use them. Instead of saving their workload, they generate more workload, and the result is just that physicians prefer to shut them down and work manually, with all the drawbacks that I've just mentioned. Now, this is exactly the problem we're here to solve. We come with a technology which is a completely new and different approach to AI and image and pattern recognition, which is fundamentally non-statistical. It allows us to imitate and replicate the logic and intuition of the physician and translate it onto an algorithm. This is all we do. From this, many advantages derive. One of them, which is very important and fairly easy to explain, is that it allows us to completely break the trade-off of that I just mentioned. It allows us to constantly increase the accuracy levels of the system, while at the other end, step by step, suppress false positive rates down. Now, to the machine learning experts in the crowd, this may sound a bit like science fiction, but the fact is the technology is first well proven and in use mainly in the most sensitive defensive applications across the country, with the Ministry of Defense and Mafat implemented in satellites, drones across the country. We've now taken it to the medical world, and our first product, the lung cancer detection system, has just finished its first clinical trial in Israel, showing results which are unmatchable, with more than 99% accuracy detection rate, and more important than that, a mere 0.2 false positive per case. We're now in the middle of a strategic study here in Europe with a Dutch organization, which is the leading global domain in early detection of cancer, involving also the KDFZ here in Germany, affiliating with the two most important screening programs in Europe in 11 countries, really carving our go-to-market pathway. We have a stand here, and we'll be glad to speak with anyone who wants to join us, promoting collaborations with leading physicians and hospitals, or to join us as an investment partner. Thank you very much, and thank you very much, the Shay family.
Wow. Thank you so much for the amazing panelists. And as demonstrated, just by looking at the problems, analyzing how technology can solve it, they are bringing actually a promise to change the digital health sector. Thank you so much.